歡迎收睇美國專訊。2021年嘅美國生活似乎係比前一年咧係更加正常。究竟加州食肆點樣去渡過難關嘅呢？下邊係記者李艾琳嘅報導。
I've always had this passion for wanting to do something creative, whether it was in food or entertainment or film. I've been in the investment management business, the finance side of things, for almost 30 years. I had this idea of going into, restaurant cooking. I realized at some point, it was time to do it. Part of the reason was, my father passed away 10 years ago, and then reflecting on that and saying, oh, well, when he passed away, I really was I'm only 20 years away from that, and this was my chance to do it. It was kind of part of my evolution and reinventing myself. Chifa is a combination of Peruvian and Chinese dishes. And the Chinese dishes, again, is from both sides, my family and my wife's family. And then the Peruvian part is when my wife's family moved from Hong Kong to Peru, they picked up Peruvian recipes. We definitely went into this not knowing that the pandemic was going to hit. The quarantine hit just after we got the permit to start construction. We were caught in the middle of it. And I think the only way we could go is to move forward. I had retired from my previous job. This is my livelihood. We had to continue the best we could. This is really a family business. My daughter works right alongside me on the cook line. Our youngest son does the expediting. The guys who work on the cook line, they all went to high school together. Because it was tight-knit and people that we know. And I think that was one way that we've kept ourselves sort of somewhat insulated. I can imagine in the pre-pandemic world, it was always rush, deadline, and sometimes it's not always the best thing to rush everything. For me, I think patience is a virtue, and there's always a silver lining to, challenges that come up.
啱睇過加州嘅食肆點樣去渡過疫症，至於酒吧嘅情況係點呢？下邊繼續係李艾琳嘅介紹。
My name is Rachel Sabatine. I'm the owner and founder and chief operating officer of Around the Horn Brewing Company. Okay. The name Around the Horn comes from the gold rush. If you were a gold seeker trying to get to California from the East Coast, one of the routes you could take was going on a boat down around the tip of South America, Cape Horn, and going back up to San Francisco. So you were going around the Horn. But Horn is also my maiden name. When we decided really that we were going to pursue this dream, that was in late 2016. I do love beer, and that's part of it, but the other part of it is this place, this community. We're located in Groveland, California, which is about 25 miles from Yosemite National Park. It's beautiful all the time. The traffic I have is when the deer are crossing the road. I just love kind of the small town. The people are amazing. We looked at probably every property possible in this area. We secured our location, and then COVID hit. This was a many years long process, and by the time a pandemic hit, we were, 95% of the way there. There was a day where we asked ourselves if we should stop. We already had one bank loan, but we hadn't closed on the second bank loan yet, and it was days away. And my husband and I were like, are we making a mistake? We're already in debt, but are we gonna put ourselves even more in debt for no reason whatsoever? But we went forward with it. I'm really glad we did. For us, having the beer garden, it's perfect because we have all this nice space where people can spread out and such. So all of this has been for the last almost year just constant change and constantly being adaptable and adjusting. But I think we're pulling it off. And I think when we had to have the shutdown, when it was takeout only, that was really hard because we had to have hard conversations with our staff and just figure out, do you guys all want to each work one day a week? Or do you want to all go on unemployment? Like, what is going to work best for you and your families? Because, we have people with kids and people who are helping take care of their parents and stuff like that, and feeling like, we couldn't help support them to support their loved ones. That was hard. The way our community played a role for us in the last year, they just showed up, all the time. It's amazing. Like, it really makes me happy and super grateful that they want to support us and they make this conscious effort to do so.
多謝收睇美國專訊，下次嘅節目時間再見。